Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to identify an angle to a race that might be a path to finding the winner. Well, the first race I want to take a look at on Sunday is race 2, and our winning factor here, the race shape. So this is a class 3 over 1200 metres, and I think the likely favourite here is quite obvious. Mark Newnham trained Super Infinity. But there will be good arguments also made for Captain Win, who's racing well, and for the horse that Zac Purton has got off Super Infinity to ride, Savvy Brilliant. Now in particular, I see this as a race between Savvy Brilliant and Super Infinity. So let's take a look at their widely diverse starts to the new season. Firstly, race 21, and in pink and purple from gate 6 here, Super Infinity jumps well enough, and Zac Purton asks him to push along to be forward in a race where the speed is only steady. Now, Zac's riding hard to make that happen, but gets what he wants, sitting close and ready to pounce in the straight on the odds-on favourite. He joins the leader quickly and never really looks like losing, but Zac does have to send him along to the line and do it, and the finishers were cutting him back at the post. Now that's probably not as cosy as you like your 1.7 favourites to win, but he did get the job done, and as a result he is now a winner up in class, a factor that we do lean heavily on throughout the Hong Kong season. Now perhaps that less than cosy victory was the reason that Zac Purton jumped off, and things certainly didn't go as well for his mount Savvy Brilliant when he had his first run in Hong Kong. He was a winner at his only run in Australia, but was never a chance despite being one of the favourites first up at Sha Tin. Now this is race 27. He's in gate 12, red, white and blue colours, and Savvy Brilliant's races over as soon as the gates open. Sandwiched badly from both sides, he settles out the back, and in a slowly run, leader-dominated race behind Magic Control, it was never going to be easy to make ground anyway, even before we see he has some traffic issues in the last 200 metres. So a run best completely forgotten for a horse who had trialled well going into that, and as I said, he was one of the favourites for the race. So I expect we'll see a vast improvement from him on Sunday, but I also think we'll see a better performance from Super Infinity, and the shape of this race is going to be the key to that. We have only a small field here, but a dedicated leader in Super Fortune who's racing well, and a newcomer called Candlelight Dinner, a very quick 1,000-metre sprinter in Australia under the name On Duet, and he has shown very good speed at the trials in Hong Kong too, and this pair should ensure the pace is at least genuine, maybe even fast. Now last season Super Infinity didn't win, but he performed very well sitting back and running on, perhaps better performances than we saw when he won. So this different race shape might suit him even better than the first up race. He won't have to be pressured early, and Lyle Hewitson can let the leaders go and make the best use of this horse's ability to close his race off strongly. Now, assuming Savvy Brilliant doesn't get knocked over at the start this time, expect him to be closer as well, and certainly a much tougher opponent than he was on debut. But the tip from me in race 2, Super Infinity. His winning factor, the race shape. Now, although he won, he was far from impressive first up at very short odds, but I don't think that was really his style of race. I think the way that we're going to see this race shape up on Sunday is much more suitable, and we'll see a better version of this promising 4-year-old. The other race I'm looking at on Sunday is race 6, and our winning factor here, the Stable Transfer. So this is a class 4, 1,600 metres, and there are good cases to be made for horses like the last start winners, Zac Purton's Mount Divas 12 and Hugh Bowman's ride Family Jewel. I suspect we might see some support from Midori Burley to improve this time, but I'm most interested in the chances down in the handicaps of Soaring Bronco from the Pierre Yard and Darcy Joy at his first appearance for new trainer David Eustace. First, Soaring Bronco, who was an excellent third first up this season when he clashed with Family Jewel. This is race number 19. Family Jewel is in dark blue colours, red cap from gate 4 and the last to begin. not unusual with him, while Soaring Bronco in light colours next to him begins well, is soon part of an even lead pace until another runner comes around to scoot away in front with some purpose and ensure a good speed. Now, Soaring Bronco sits off the back of the pace but gets a super run. He's one of the first to challenge in the home straight and momentarily looks a chance to win, but the last to arrive is Family Jewel from the back, and he's just too strong in the final stages. Now, an excellent win there from Family Jewel on merit. He was the best horse, but a little worry with his starts. He's in a bigger field on Sunday, might get even a little bit further back. While Soaring Bronco raced well there, is strong at the finish. He's since run at 1,800 metres and didn't seem to run that out too strongly at the first time of asking, so back to the mile should suit him on Sunday. Now, Darcy Joy is having his first run of the season, first run for his new trainer, and I haven't got a video to show you. His two trials have been sound rather than eye-catching, but he's particularly well handicapped now, and I want to use him to highlight an angle that we do land on during the season here in Hong Kong, and one that I've often referred to in the past as the lazy punter's way to do the form here. Because horses moving from one trainer to another might happen in other jurisdictions as well, but it's a way of life in Hong Kong. Some horses have as many as 6 or 7 trainers during their careers, and through a season we average about 15 or 16 stable transfers a month. In a place with only about 1,300 horses, that's a lot of movement. But it's also quite a reliable pointer if you want to take note from a punting angle. When any horse moves, it's worth taking a fresh look at them, and in most seasons they perform ahead of market expectations. Now, in his first season, David Eustace has only sent out 5 runners so far, but he's had a winner and 3 seconds from them, and this is something that we do see often from the new trainers with their stable transfers. Of course, they start off with all stable transfers, and I think it does highlight what we might expect from Darcy Joy on Sunday. And I think he'll get a map to suit. Satirical Glory, well, he was uncharacteristically slow to begin first up, but is normally a reliable leader at a good speed. We've seen that Soaring Bronco has the pace to be with the leaders, and so has California Totality, pushing on from out wide. I don't see a crazy speed by any means, but it should be sound enough and consistent, and that's what we're looking for to give every horse their chance. So the tip in race 6, Darcy Joy. His winning factor, the stable transfer. Now, he's by no means a good thing, and it's over 1.5 years, in fact, since he won a race. However, these older horses can be somewhat rejuvenated by a change of trainer. We see it time and time again. David Eustace has already shown that he can get a tune out of these stable transfers, and I think the way that Darcy Joy is handicapped at the moment certainly gives him a chance. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.